I'm Michal Kurlaender, and I teach at UC Davis, University of California, Davis. Broadly, I would say I'm interested in education policies, in particular education policies targeted at reducing stratification or inequality in educational attainment among different subgroups, whether by race or socioeconomic status. And more concretely, right now, I'm working on questions of college persistence and completion, in particular college readiness, academic college readiness, and the disparities in college completion among different populations. On this particular issue, I would say it started from work I was doing quite a few years ago, looking at college access, and there's, I would say, a sort of a pretty strong basis for research on college access. I think we know a lot more today about how to get kids into college than how to keep them there. And and yet we see over the last 60 years that the college completion rate has stayed relatively stagnant. So although more people are going to college today than they did 50 years ago, the completion rates for college have remained relatively flat among whites and are actually slightly declining among minority populations. And so I was interested in this puzzle about why more kids are going to college, but why they're not necessarily finishing. And there are sort of several plausible stories for why that might be. So one might be a financial constraint story. So kids aren't able to afford college. And we do see that. We see that with many national data sets that lower income kids are, even among the highest ability students who are low income, are not finishing at the same rates as more affluent children of more affluent families. And there's a compositional change story. So the composition of colleges today is different than it was 50 years ago. Today's college student is more likely to start at a two-year college, is more likely to attend multiple institutions, to transfer between institutions, to work while going to school. And so there are sort of potential explanations that are about the compositional changes. And then there's the academic readiness. So the remediation rates of kids in college today are incredibly high. And in the state that I live in California, the Cal State State University system has a remediation rate of about 60-some% system-wide. So about 2/3 of all college students are enrolled in a remedial course. And so I'm really interested in sort of what can we do to bridge, to make the transition to college smoother for students so that we can maximize their chances of success once they get there.